I can't believe I'm going to say this, but dear black people, you guys need to understand, you guys are hypercritical over us white people, man. Like, and I know there are still many millions of racist, white racist people in this country. I know, but I promise you it's not the majority anymore. It can't be the majority in no way, shape or form. But and like, I know the past and I know the things that my grandfather did, and I know the great-grandfathers and the great-great-great-great-grandfathers, and I know the past runs deep between white people and black people, and I know there's a lot of anger when you see a white face. I know. But like, you guys are extremely critical of us now, when we have not even been given one single chance, not one single chance, to fix the shit that our ancestors did. We want to fix it. There are people like us that want to still fix it. And it's not to say sorry for them, it's because it also needs to happen. But give us the chance to fix the unjust. Give us a chance to rebuild the bridges. Please slack off and just remember, we haven't had a single moment to make up for it. We've just had your feet on our necks about it for the past 30 years. Ease off, let us get off the ground, and let's help rebuild the country that we all love and want to live in together. Bro, I trust you. We actually want to be here together. Dear black people, you guys need to understand, you guys are hypercritical over us white people. Like, I know the past runs deep. I know. But like, you guys are extremely critical of us now, when we have not even been given one single chance, not one single chance, to fix the shit that our ancestors did. I think I'm going to say this, but dear black people,
neither can I, but it's Easter Monday and you've summoned us, so what?
You guys need to understand, you guys are hypercritical over us white people, man.
I'm going to move through this very quickly, and I won't hold your hand while I do it. Most of us can't be critical of white people because we don't actually know what to be critical of, because we don't have enough knowledge on the systemic issues that white people have created for us. So, no. Next.
And I know there are still many millions of racist, white racist people in this country. I know, but I promise you it's not the majority anymore.
If you understand institutional racism, you understand how it works. You understand that it is still the majority of them. It just doesn't look like overt racism anymore. You know what overt is though? Obvious racism. And that's probably the one you're referring to, which is very prevalent in South Africa.
And I know the things that my grandfather did.
Who's your grandfather? What's his surname?
And I know the great-grandfathers and the great-great-great-great-grandfathers.
No, but now I genuinely want to know. What's his surname?
I know the past runs deep between white people and black people.
You're saying you know that it runs deep, but you're telling us it's not that deep right now. Because I know that's where you're going with this video, but I'll let you get there on your own time. Let me not lead the witness. You don't know how deep it runs because we don't know. And if we don't know, you don't know. I know I don't know. You don't know that you don't know. And that's why you're on here yapping, smacking your lips. If you did, you wouldn't be on here. I wouldn't be here. I'd be having a peaceful Easter Monday.
And I know there's a lot of anger when you see a white face.
You're wrong again. I don't feel anger. I feel indifference. Next.
We have not even been given one single chance, not one single chance, to fix the shit that our ancestors did.
I'd love to hear what this plan is, Andrea. Whenever you've drafted it, send me a copy. I'll help you. I think what you're asking of us is to shush while you figure it out. That's what you're asking on this holy day. I will say this is a direct message from God that we have not been on your neck. necks. We have not been on white people's necks. South Africans have been very passive and accepting, and what our mediators have mediated on our behalves, we didn't consent to it. Not fully, at least, because we didn't have all the facts. We didn't know how deep the systemic oppression of our people went. And we're only trying to figure that out now. So if we don't fully know the problem, how can we fix it, Andrea?
And it's not to say sorry for them, it's because it also needs to happen.
Can I tell you a cheeky fact? Guilt doesn't equal accountability. Shocker.
Give us a chance to rebuild the bridges. Please slack off.
And to that I say slack on.
We've just had your feet on our necks about it for the past 30 years.
1400s, 1994. 1994, 2026. Now we're getting into mathematics territory, and that's not my gig. So, next.
Let us get off the ground and let's help rebuild the country that we all love and want to live in together.
That's awkward. Tell that to the 59 Afrikaners. Tell that to your aunts and uncles who every Saturday religiously around the family bribe will tell you at the drop of the hat that they would move to New Zealand or Australia if they only had the money. Bro, I've already said too much.
Just ignore everything she said. Just let's go and watch the ones that black people actually responded. You know, whenever they want to do video, they don't know that in every single time, every single word that they are going to say or they are going to do, we as black folks are already prepared. The fact is, white people are confessing right now. They already knew that their system has failed them. They already knew that their system is corrupt. They already knew that there is nothing right now that they will do but to either love black people or look for one way to bring unity. Anyways, let's go and watch other people's reaction. Credit belongs to original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks, and also joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. And with that being said, let's dive right into this video. I'll be back with commentaries.
I'm sorry, what? You haven't been given one single chance? Telling black people to get off our necks? Like what? Take away being held accountable for the things that we benefit from through absolutely no action on our part? Like we were just handed all of this privilege and we can't be in any way responsible or accountable for it? Content like this is gaslighting at best, harmful and violent in reality. What have you done, babe? Like in your personal spaces, what have you done that you did not physically harm a black person and that you never would does not excuse being so flippant with the reality that black people find themselves in today because of white people, your forefathers, my forefathers. I also heard a lot of centering of yourself, centering your whiteness and your kind heart and asking why black people can't see that. What I didn't see was any action, any ideas, any thoughts, and certainly any evidence of the fact that you've done anything in those 30 years to try to change the trajectory of being black in our country. You were asking black people to give you examples of where you can be an ally and a supporter. Why is that their problem? You need to be going out and finding those opportunities to use your spaces and your privilege to change the course of blackness in our country. I would love to hear from you what you say in a braai amongst white people like yourself, where it inevitably goes to black economic empowerment and how sad everybody is that their husbands were passed up for an opportunity. I want to hear what you say then, because that is an example of the type of place where you need to speak up. Not standing here creating content that centers you. If you are so open-minded and so ready to mend bridges and tell black people that they should stop being hurt by the history that got them to this point today, and that they should stop aiming any hurt at white people, then what are you doing to drive that? How are you advocating for equality? How are you speaking about equity? What institutions you're a part of, what organizations you support, how you show up in the world. and then we can have this conversation. But this is unsubstantiated and surface level and incredibly unkind.
One question though, why are people out here fighting for the land of their ancestors when they have all forsaken their ancestors?
Let's interrogate this properly because the framing matters. The idea that land disposition can be reduced to whether Black people prayed enough, spoke to their ancestors, or praised correctly is not only historically inaccurate, it is analytically weak. Land in South Africa was not lost because of a spiritual deficit. It was taken through forced, codified, through law, and sustained through economic and political systems designed by the way to exclude. And that is a matter of record. Now, to suggest otherwise is to shift the cause of disposition away from the systems of violence and place it into the very same people who were dispossessed. Now, you're making the assumption that our ancestors were or are spiritually absent or negligent, which is a serious and unfounded claim. That spiritual practice functions as a form of political or military protection for which there is absolutely no evidence. And lastly, that the responsibility for land loss lies internally rather than with the structures and the actors who enforced it. Let's be clear. African communities did pray and they continue to. They did consult, they did resist, they did fight, they did negotiate, they did everything available within their context. Now, to imply that they failed spiritually is to erase both their agency and the conditions they were up against. Now, let's follow your argument to its logical conclusion. Are you saying that if South Africans collectively returned to ancestral practices, they would then be able to reclaim the land? That spiritual alignment would somehow overturn entrenched economic systems, legal frameworks, and political power structures? That prayer and ritual alone could reverse legislation, redistribute the land, and dismantle structural inequality? Because that is the implication. And if that is not what you are actually saying, then clarity is required, ma'am. Because right now, the argument collapses a complex political issue into a single spiritual cause without explaining the mechanisms in between. Spiritual systems, whether ancestral or otherwise, play a role in identity, meaning, and continuity. They can strengthen people, they can ground movements, but they do not in themselves overturn legislation, dismantle systems of disposition, or reverse centuries of structural inequality. So we need to separate two things here. Spiritual and cultural practice as a source of identity and resilience. Land restitution as a political, legal, and economic process. They are not interchangeable. And to be very clear, even if this exact question came from a Black person, my response would still remain the same. So this is not about race. It is about the logic of the argument being presented. Because what is being suggested, whether intentionally or not, is that if Black people had done something differently spiritually, they would have not lost their land. That is a form of misplaced accountability. A more productive question would be, what role can cultural and spiritual systems play in sustaining present-day struggles for justice without distorting the historical causes of injustice? If we are serious about land, then we must be equally serious about history, power, and systems. Anything less is turning a material issue into a moral accusation.
We need to start thinking about this concept of white privilege. Sure, the color of my skin has given me more opportunities in terms of people would assume that I am more skilled or more educated because of the color of my skin. That is the truth. But here's the thing. White privilege did not buy or pay for this tool. White privilege did not get me the job that I have today, doing what I do today. Because here's the thing. I initiated as a Sangoma a few years ago. When I got out of the Pechlueni, I started at zero. The only thing that I had was the house of my mother and my father. You have the house of your mother and your father, correct? The other thing that I had was a shitty computer and a shitty cell phone. And that was enough. That, and then obviously good internet connection. And this is why I say drop BEE so that we can get Starlink, so that you guys can get the same Wi-Fi that I have to use and get to the skills to get here. Bro, free Wi-Fi means you guys get to spend 6 hours a day studying on YouTube. YouTube is not just used for funny videos and brain rot. They call it the University of YouTube. If you have Wi-Fi, if you have free internet, bro, and this has nothing to do with white privilege. Like, you are keeping yourself behind so far by believing in this. And I can prove this. I have friends in the Kasi that I have said, listen, okay, you had the opportunity to go study marketing. You have experience in marketing. Cool. I have connections with people in marketing to get you jobs, but your skill level is not where it needs to be. Here is my number. Let me train you. Let me get you the job to train to get to the point of making salaries.
Dear white people, if you want to confess, you make it louder so that we can hear you. You don't try to make it look like you want to make things suit our narratives, and at the end of the day you want to try and put in some words that are not appropriate. Sure, you understand? As at this point, a lot of white folks are confessing. They are confessing because they already know that their system has already failed them. Yes, white folks system has failed them. It has failed them. It has been shown to every single person on their daily basis, and that is why right now they can literally come to think that they are confessing, and at the end of the day they want it to suit a certain or a particular narrative. You know, one thing with white people is the fact that they don't realize on time that the more they keep saying it, the more problems they are causing to themselves. Yes, and I so much love black people, because if you think that you can throw words, throw shit, and then we are not going to say anything, I'm sorry, we are going to say something. We are going to say something, okay? So I really, that, what am I saying? I really do not understand where some of these people are literally bred from. Their system has failed them. White people have realized in different aspects that even their privilege is not existing. Even their privilege is not working. Their system has literally failed them. Their system has made mockery of them. Yes, that is why you can wake up and see the whole Baba will tell you he's going to war without telling anybody. That is why you can wake up and see somebody waking up to say, oh, every single thing that black people are copying, they are copying the white culture. They are copying the white this. The culture you're talking about today is white American culture. The fact that you people will continue to confess, the fact that you people will continue to keep saying that what people are doing is wrong, is what God will keep doing. Yes. So if there are racist white people out there, they should learn to work on themselves. They should learn to work on their racist life. They should learn to put themselves together. They should learn to respect people. You don't wake up one morning, you see this one, you wake up the next day, you're seeing another one. You wake up, you're seeing this one saying, oh, why are you here? Are you supposed to be here? Are you supposed to be doing this? Are you supposed to be doing that? Blah, blah, blah. You get? So that is it. And the good thing I love is the fact that some white people already know that every single thing that they're doing has failed them. Yeah. Some white people already know that the system is no longer favorable for them. They've already know that the only thing now is to either provoke black people or make black people their friend. So it's a two-way thing. Do you get? So it's just a whole lot to deal with some of these white folks. But the system has failed. They are realizing, they are confessing every single now and then, either directly or indirectly. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section, and credit belongs to original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in today's episode. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you. Liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks, and also joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. And guys, with that being said, with no further ado, I do like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be saying bye, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah.